I'm sure everyone has seen a big transition in yourself from, oh my god, I should get this SBI Cards IPO allotment to, oh shit, I got the SBI Cards IPO allotment. But really, is there a need to worry? Hi guys, CA Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to the 10th Ask Rachana show. Oh my god, when I had started this entire series, I had not really imagined that you would be asking so many questions to me, and I'm really happy to answer all these questions. I'm going to continue this series because it helps me to interact with you and gives me an opportunity to solve your problems other than live streams. So let me get to the questions, but before I take the first question, as I'm recording this video, today is Friday the 13th, and if you have checked out my video on 5 things to be done in a bear market, I had actually mentioned, maybe as a slight joke or a superstition, what would happen on Friday the 13th, but man, it turned out true. Today, the markets corrected by 10%. That's like a lower circuit. So in today's ARS, I'm adding one more question by myself because it's a real time thing that I'm telling you. Exactly what is this lower circuit? Whenever market drops by 10 odd percent in one shot, okay, in a single day. So today what happened? In almost less than 15 minutes, market fell down by almost 10%. That's where market halts, okay. So today there was a 45 minutes halt. Don't do anything, don't panic, sit down, be calm, quiet, think whether the situation was that bad or not, and then when the market reopens, you have a choice to trade again, okay. As I'm recording the video right now, market has recovered a lot. It has recovered almost entire 1000 points. So let's see how the day pans out. When you will see the video on Wednesday, it will be history, but today I can't tell what will happen by the day end. But if the market falls again by another 5%, there will be again a halt of 1 hour 45 minutes, and if there is another fall of 5%, then market halts for the entire day. Okay, that's how circuit breakers work. This is known as a market wide circuit breaker. Okay, so I hope you understood this. Market falls by 10%, market stops for 45 minutes. If market again goes down by another 5%, market stops for 1 hour 45 minutes. And if the market again goes down by 5%, that's where trading stops for the entire day. These are called as market wide circuit breakers, and whatever examples I gave right now, all these were for lower circuits. So like we have a speed breaker, we have a market wide circuit breaker for halting the speed at which the stock market is crashing. Okay, the first question is by Sachin G. Anvekar. I'm not saying Sachin G to give respect, his middle name is G. Okay, so Sachin G. Anvekar says, "Hi ma'am, I want to know from where did you get these data of income, expenses and profit and loss account?" Okay, the question was in relation to the State Bank SBI Cards IPO. So I had discussed a lot of details about income, expenditure, assets, liabilities. So question is, where do I get the data from? It's very simple. There are two major documents which can be checked. One is DRHP, which is the draft red herring prospectus. The name itself it's a draft, okay. So are there going to be certain changes which might come up after that? Answer is yes. And the new document, second document basically, which is filed with SEBI after the DRHP has been approved, is RHP. RHP is the red herring prospectus. It's barely a 300 pages document, okay. And if you want, you can find a lot of data inside that. All income, expenses, assets, liabilities, the future aspirations of the company, about the management, any litigations on the company, a lot of stuff you can find in the RHP. Okay, the second question is asked by Kamlesh Bure. He says, will there be effect of coronavirus slowdown on premium? Okay, so as far as the SBI Cards IPO is concerned, the timing at which it was announced was good, but the timing at which it is going to list is a little bit questionable. A simple reason, because of the coronavirus, I can say the rate at which it is spreading, there is a lot of panic in the market. The businesses are actually taking a lot of precautions. Many flights are cancelled, many offices are being shut down, manufacturing plants are being shut down, so that there's not a big gathering at a specific place, okay. Is there a possibility that it might impact the premium? Answer is yes. To what extent? No one knows, but maybe the bumper listing which was expected, everyone was expecting the listing is going to be like super duper listing. That might not happen because of the overall global scenario which is happening right now, as well as the impact on the Indian scenario. The next question is by Shailesh Daharia. he says that I've invested in SBI blue chip mutual fund and it has shares in SBI as well. Okay, so Shailesh has invested in SBI blue chip mutual fund and mutual fund has invested in shares of SBI. So do I become a shareholder of SBI? Pretty interesting. Answer is no, you don't become a shareholder of SBI. Who becomes shareholder of SBI? Mutual fund becomes shareholder of SBI. Then who are you? You are not the shareholder, you are a unit holder. Okay, what do you hold? You hold units of the SBI mutual fund. Okay, so the owner of the shares is mutual fund, you are the owner of units of mutual fund. So in this IPO, you are not allowed to invest in the shareholders category, you are allowed to invest only through the retail individual investor category. Okay, the next question is by Mr. Ramesh Naidu. He says, hi madam, hi Ramesh. How can I transfer stocks from my friend's DMAT account to my account? Okay, so basically the question is, can one friend transfer stocks to another friend's account? Ramesh, if you want, I'll help you to do this practically. Just assume that I'm your friend, okay, and you can transfer all your stocks in my account. Okay, I'll be ready to accept all your stocks with a happy smile. Okay, what you have to do is simple. You just have to fill in a DIS. What is DIS? Delivery instruction slip. Okay, this is known as an off-market transfer. Of course, the broker will charge you something for this. It is not like you don't have to pay a brokerage, proper brokerage. These are charges for transferring shares from one person's DMAT account to another person's DMAT account. This is easily doable. You just need to go to the broker and fill up the DIS. It will be done. Okay, the next question is by Bhavik Bajaj. He says, ma'am, do you think payment through UPI nowadays would affect credit card companies' future? Wow, that's a good question again. The question is mainly focused on the fact that if people are doing more and more of UPI, more and more of mobile payments, can it hamper the credit card company's business? So please understand, UPI is like a substitute for a debit card and UPI is not a substitute for a credit card. Bouncer. For those whose basics are not that clear, it's okay, I'll clarify it right away. Is there a difference between debit card and credit card? Of course, yes. Debit card means what? You spend money which you already have. Okay. If you're swiping a credit card though, you are spending money which you don't have. It's as good as you borrow money from the bank, you spend it and you promise the bank that whenever the payment cycle is due, I will pay back, I will clear my dues. Okay, so one last time, debit card is like you spend money which you have in your bank account. UPI is same, you spend money which you have in your bank account. Okay, but if I'm talking about a credit card, you spend money which you don't have right now. You are as good as taking a loan from the bank and then you repay it to the bank when your payment is due. Okay, so UPI I don't think is a direct fear for credit cards, might be a fear for the debit cards though. Okay. The next question is by Shaun Debnath and he says, madam, should I keep the money in my DMAT account or in my Zerodha linked bank account for buying this IPO? Okay, good question. Let me answer this in a simple way. Whenever you want to apply for an IPO, money should be in your bank account rather than money kept with your broker. There's a very common misconception that you keep money in a DMAT account. That's wrong. Okay, please understand. You keep money in a bank account and you keep shares in a DMAT account. So exactly what happens? Let's understand. Whenever I pay in money into my account, so I'm sure everyone has used this pay in wala option. Okay, so I click on that pay in, I transfer funds. So what happens? Money gets deducted from my account and where does the money go? Does it go in my DMAT account? No. Does it go in the broker's DMAT account? No. Does it go anywhere else? It does. It goes in the bank account of my broker. Okay, so it's a bank-to-bank transfer. I transfer funds, I do a pay-in transaction, so money gets deducted from my account and it goes to the broker's DMAT account. It goes to the broker's bank account. Okay, what does the broker do? Broker says, okay, money is received and they do an accounting entry, which we call it as a ledger posting, that yes, we have received this much money from you and these are the available funds available funds for you to do some kind of trade. Question is, can you apply for an IPO through this money which has been paid into your account? Answer is no. Money has to be in your bank account and not in the account which has been, not money with the broker. It has to be in your bank account. I hope this is clear. One last time, I'll quickly recap this. Whenever I pay in funds, money gets deducted from my bank account. It goes to the broker's bank account. What does the broker do? Broker passes an accounting entry whereby this money is reflected in your ledger. Okay, money does not go in your DMAT account. In your DMAT account, you have only shares. Okay, can you apply for an IPO through this money which you have paid in? No, you have to apply money. You have to apply for an IPO only through money which is there in your bank account. This was a very base concept. If you want to clarify many more concepts like these concepts, I do have a separate course on basics of stock market. You can go and check out my website rachanaranade.com. The next question is asked by Daniel Agarwal. Can you please also share about the OFS scheme related to this IPO? As if OFS happens, the price of the share may go down because IPO is only for 500 crore and OFS is for 9,000 crores. Okay, there is no connection between this. Understand, just because there is a big OFS and a small IPO, it has got no impact on the price. It's not connected at all. Okay, I'll give you in a simple language how this is to be answered. Okay, IPO is nothing but, or a fresh issue basically is what? New shares are generated. Okay, new shares are issued, fresh shares are issued. What is OFS? OFS is nothing but the promoters of the company who started the company basically get a chance to exit, and not completely of course, get a chance to get the real worth of the money which they had invested. Okay, I'll give you a simple example. Today I have Rachana Ranade and Associates as a partnership firm. Tomorrow I may think that I will convert this into a company. Assume that I get it listed, I get it converted, or I start a new public limited company only. Rachana Ranade Limited company, okay. Let us say 5 years later, I feel that I should get it listed on the stock exchange. I know you are eagerly waiting to apply for this IPO, isn't it, right? So assume that when I started this company, I had decided that the share price should be only 10 rupees per share. And when I want to issue it for the general public, I have decided the price at, let us say, 300 rupees per share. Don't you think even I would be interested to sell off my shares, few of my shares, and unlock the value of my shares? Yes. Does this mean that the price is going to go down? Well, there's no connection only. Okay, so whether it's an OFS or whether it's an IPO, it has got no connection with the price. Don't get confused unnecessarily. I hope the concept of OFS, wherein promoter sells their own shares, versus a fresh issue wherein new shares are issued, promoter doesn't sell their own stake. I hope both these concepts are clear. They are completely separate and has got nothing to do with the price. So let's move ahead with the next question. This was not asked on YouTube actually. This has been asked by one of my subscribers who had purchased my lectures. We generally give a separate number to resolve the queries of those who are watching my lectures. Okay, so I am reading this out. This was a WhatsApp query that I received. Ma'am, do I have to hold shares of SBI Cards IPO for any specific period of time, or is there a lock-in for shares allotted in IPO? Lock-in means what? Basically, if there is a restriction that you can't sell these shares within 1 year, or if you are not allowed to sell the shares within 3 years, this is called as a lock-in period. Okay. As far as the IPO is concerned, there is no lock-in period. So when can you sell the shares? Immediately also. You can sell the shares immediately post listing, the very next second also. So in simple words, no concept of lock-in, sell right away. That's absolutely allowed. Well, that's it from my side for the day. I hope you enjoyed this Q&A session. Don't worry, don't panic. Just say all is well. Okay, this listing is not going to be that bad, is what I feel. Might not be as amazing as you expected, but keep your fingers crossed. I hope you'll get good money out of this. I hope you'll definitely consider me for your party. And that's it from my side for the day. Jai Hind. Bye-bye.